92Q, the best mix of R&B, the all-new Kenny Smoov Morning Show. We're here today with the woman that has an amazing story, and it's probably not the best kind of story to come in here on this show about, but we need to have this discussion. We need to have this discussion. Monica Blake is here in the studio with us. Thank you for coming in today.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so you filed a federal discrimination lawsuit Friday against the Metro Nashville government and one of the police department's commanders. Can you tell us more about why?
Yes. So for the last few years, I have endured tons of discrimination from the police department. In speaking out about the injustices, I have been unjustly ridiculed. I have been brought up on several different departmental charges, and each time that I would try to make complaints to the department, those complaints would fall on deaf ears.
Wow.
So we filed the complaint because we really weren't left with much choice.
So do you think it was because of your race and gender?
Absolutely. I think it was a combination of race and gender, and also my willingness to speak out about the things that were going on.
So what kind of things, if it's okay, what kind of things were you speaking out about that you think the department was like, hey, she's not one of us, or was it that kind of an attitude?
Right. Well, ultimately, yes. So a couple of things. One was the Community Oversight Board that just passed. I am absolutely in support of community oversight.
Yeah, we are too.
So that's one, because they're not.
They are not.
Okay.
Another is that I was a survivor of sexual assault and aggravated assault in 2016, and the way the complaint was handled when it got to criminal court was just absolutely absurd.
Wow.
So I've also spoken out about that as well. Another big issue that occurred was that after I found out why the case was mishandled the way it was, I went into a meeting unarmed after I had complained to Chain of Command that I was afraid of my current Chain of Command.
Okay.
And I went into these meetings unarmed because we know all kinds of things can happen to African Americans when we're at the hands of officers who are seeking power. So I went into these meetings unarmed, and twice that occurred. After the meeting, I was decommissioned because a female white commander and two lieutenants who were present, who were all armed, claimed that the female commander was intimidated at the fact that I was not armed.
What?
Hold on.
So if I got a gun, you scared, and if I don't have a gun, you still scared.
Absolutely. And we all know that we are just one
foot
away.
Yeah, I know. And that setup of the I'm afraid is just basically a pretext to I'm about to reach for mine.
Exactly.
Because I'm afraid of you.
Exactly.
Wow.
I have no words. I can't even. Okay.
Damn, we can't win, man. We can't win.
Not at all.
So you were decommissioned because of this?
I was decommissioned because of that. And I was also made to be the suspect of a police report for assault by intimidation. And keep in mind, I had previously reported to Deputy Chief Johnson and to Human Resources that I was afraid of this same woman, and nothing had been done.
Wow. But she was afraid of you. Supposedly she was intimidated at the fact that you were not armed.
That I was not armed.
I just want to make that clear. Make sure that that's
I don't even know if that's a thing.
I know. Okay.
While there were 3 guns in the room.
While there were 3 other guns. Okay, Monica Blake's lawyer is here. Is it Mother Sheed?
Mother's Head.
Mother's Head. Sorry.
Mother's Head.
No problem. It's a weird name.
Sorry about that.
You just did too much.
I apologize. So you think this case is very important. Tell us why.
Extremely important. And let me clarify, too.
Okay.
The sexual assault was by another officer. And so what happened with that same commander that made the bogus assault allegations, that she was going to testify for the other officer to try and discredit Officer Blake.
It was a male or female officer?
It was a male officer who had never worked for this commander.
I was going to and testify on the other officer's behalf.
Yes.
Wow.
Even though he had confessed to strangling her and had failed a polygraph. But still, the commander was going to testify on his behalf at the criminal trial.
I can't. I'm over here wait a minute. Okay, wait.
Oh, my goodness.
He admitted to strangling you.
In a recorded conversation, he alluded that he lost control and that he was feeling rage, and that he never intended to hurt me the way that he did. Yes.
And this other person was going to testify for him.
Yes, and yes, she was set to testify on his behalf.
So is the recording admissible evidence in court?
It is.
Oh, righty then.
So what are the next steps? What happens now?
So the next step is we're gearing up to file for what's called a preliminary injunction regarding the police department's social media and defamation and derogatory notices policies. So the police department has policies in place that basically suppress officer speech. So if an officer has something to say that would cast the department in a negative light, they cannot say it.
Right.
Or they will be punished, just like Officer Blake is now being punished for what she has said. And so I've looked at this. I think these policies are totally unconstitutional and illegal because officers do have First Amendment rights.
Right. They have a voice.
Right.
I mean, they have a whole, officers, fraternal order organization so that they can have a political voice. So why can't you have a personal one?
Right.
You
And
know?
among the things that have occurred, I faced a lot of backlash from other officers as well. Just 2 weeks ago, I found out about a secret webpage that was housed by retired and current officers where they suggest things like, I shouldn't receive backup on calls. And they call me a traitor.
So you're still an officer right now.
You're still an officer.
And
Uniform, on
you
duty.
being,
Yes.
And are you being protected by the whistleblower law? Is that what it is?
I am not.
Oh.
So you're being protected by nothing.
Nobody. You just going to work
Right
every
now.
day. Like you coming up here doing this show is probably not
they're
helping.
Well,
for your
no.
situation at work, but I'm sure for your case, yes.
Well, yes, it is my firm belief that it does help because my silence for so long
Yes.
empowered the oppressors.
Yes.
And
Yes,
No more
honey.
silence.
Go ahead.
Come on the
Go.
Kenny Smoov Morning Show. We let you talk all
Say
you
it,
want.
girl. What do you want to say to women out there that have gone through this or are going through this, or even the assailants? What do you have to say about this whole thing?
so for the assailant, I have determined I will not offer any words. And the reason why is because my actions will speak much louder than my words.
Right on.
And for the other survivors out there, in the same likeness that I am in this very moment, I am now blooming from the wounds where I once bled.
Ooh.
And that is the most liberating, empowering thing that has ever happened in my life. So
Well, I feel like doing a lap in here.
Wait, you said that again. You are blooming
From the wounds.
from the wounds.
Woo.
Oh my gosh.
where I once bled.
I am so rooting for you.
Thank
I
you.
am too. And I
Thank you.
know all of my audiences, and this is why we have to have accountability. This is why we had you guys made the right choice and put that board together there, because this will continue. It's just a culture. It's like a corporate culture that sustains this behavior.
Yes.
And the dragon has to be slayed, and we have to start all over and put all new officers in. That's what we need to do.
Absolutely.
Because they keep chaining it down from decade to decade to decade, and it has to break.
Yes.
And they see it breaking. They know time is up,
Right.
and they're kicking. But this is going to die. And your voice and what you're doing right now is helping to slay the dragon. I really appreciate
whatever
you.
we can
your
do.
courage, and you can come up here whenever you want.
Thank you,
You can
so
be
much. Thank you. Thank you.
a guest DJ whenever you want to on my show to tell your story, because women need to hear this.
Yes.
Stop
'cause
being
there are women
afraid.
going through this that
There
are
are.
not saying anything, but for you to be on this platform, to be on the radio in front of thousands of people,
Yes.
will hopefully inspire them to open their mouths and say something. So, Officer
Yes.
Monica Blake,
Monica
thank you
Blake.
so much.
Thank
And
you.
Kyle Mothershead, her attorney, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Any
Thank you,
other
guys.
details or updates, please let us know.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.